I'm bagging this bitch!
Alright, hello there, Leonard here. So I've been working on a new build. We're using a weapon, a halberd, with lightning assault. So everything in this build is basically lightning damage. So we're gonna go fight the Crucible Knight now. There's no buffs. This run was done without any buffs. So we're gonna buff up, just to do a little bit more damage. There we go. And that's it. Yep. That's the Crucible Knight for you. Right, had to do a quick pause. I realized the game was a little bit too loud. So I have tried to now reset him, and yep, it's still not patched. So the devs have still not patched it. So we can still literally like reset the Crucible Knight. And yeah, the build is still tanky, like all my builds, so we can still take a hit from the Crucible Knight, no problem with that. Yeah, if we go back here again, the Crucible Knight resets, and this still isn't patched, and it's very surprising. Like, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of videos about this, about resetting the Crucible Knight, but yeah, I guess they just don't really care. So yeah. So again, when you kill the Crucible Knight, all you do is just go back to the very beginning, to this circle here. So chamber complete, you don't go to the next room for the chest, and the Crucible Knight just resets. And that's how you can farm Crucible Knights all day long. Get the loot, get the legendary items, the Plague Anchors also. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to the next room now. There's no really point for me farming him anymore. I'm just gonna collect the main chest, and that's probably gonna be it. Right, so we're at the place. Also, there's a Discord server, Forge Warriors. If you have any questions about the build or want to just say hi, or even like if you want to trade with some people, embers, exchange, or items, feel free to join. Right, so with each hit we're doing 3600, but when we buff up, the number goes to almost 44, and the build is very fast. You attack, like, you have a lot of attack speed with the build, a lot of healing with the build, and the tankiness is also decent. Now, the build, in general, I'm using a halberd, yeah. It's a two-handed weapon, so you don't really need to use the same weapon I'm using. You can use basically any other two-handed weapon that supports the lightning assault. I just went with the halberd as it has 40% chance to deal a crit. So our face set over here is quick. We get attack speed increased, but the damage is reduced. But the reduction of the damage isn't that big, as without the damage reduction, this weapon would have I think 320, something like that, damage. So we don't lose a lot, but we do gain a ton of attack speed. So that's your face set for the quick. Of course, if you want more damage, you can go with the increased crit chance. I mean, increased critical damage one. So for our gems, because basically all my builds are around the low life tech, as I do believe this is the strongest option to get a lot of tankiness and a lot of damage, because all the enchants are basically doubled. So the first enchantment, basically what you want, attack speed increased by current durability of the weapon. Of course, you can go with a face set durable over here, but I find that the face set quick just gives a little bit more attack speed by the testing I have been doing. So the second enchant, we have critical damage increased. We do have movement speed increased on rune attack, and it's the only attack. It's the only source of damage we do. We only use lightning assault. We do have durability increased for more attack speed, and the downside is attack stamina cost increased, as we don't do basic attacks and our rune attacks don't consume stamina, so we literally don't need stamina for this build. So for our helmet, it's a cloth helmet just for to have less weight. We have increased critical hit chance, lightning damage increase, and focus cost reduced by 25% if we dealt a rune attack. This is very strong. This would be a perfect helmet for me, would be if all the exaltation would go to that specific enchantment focus cost, because then basically we would the rune attack would cost around 30 focus, maybe something like that, instead of 50. We had like 4 exalted the focus cost, but overall it's still fine. This goes up to 20%. I have 1 exaltation and 2 went into crit chance and 1 went to lightning damage. Overall, you can get a bit better helmet if you're lucky enough with exalting it. With the pants, again, it's a cloth base pants. You can use any type of weapon. I've seen comments that, do I have to specifically have the same armor pieces that you have, or can I change them around for cosmetic reasons? Yes, you can do that, but for as long that, for example, you have cloth, then you can choose any other type of cloth. For example, if you want leather, you could still go with leather, but you would need to invest probably into weight a little bit more, equip load. So it's up to you. So for the pants, we have, again, basically almost the same stuff as on the helmet. We have crit chance, lightning damage, and movement speed. So going further, gloves, you do want plate gloves, as we have healing increased of current durability, and plate base types armors have just the highest amount of durability, so it scales a little bit better. So we do have on this critical damage increased, lightning damage increased, also healing increase of current durability, durability increased, parry disabled, that's the downside, and the face set is attack speed increased. We do have stamina regen reduction, but like I said, we don't use stamina, and the attack speed is very nice to have. And of course, the gems, we have the enchantment power increased by 100% or low life. So yeah, you can use any other gloves that are plate. You can, honestly, if you want, you can even use like leather or cloth. Like, you're gonna have a little bit less attack speed from the, healing from the current durability. But if you feel like that's a better option for you, you can do that. I just prefer to have a little bit more healing. So for the body armor, we do have the face set durable to increase the durability. I think I died once because I was pushed off a cliff, so the durability is a little bit down on this one. So we have critical damage increased, lightning damage increased. The most important 2 ones here to get this body armor to give you tons of resistances is damage resistance increased by current durability, and durability increased. A good chest piece, if you're lucky enough while exalting, if you get almost every single exaltation to damage resistance, you are getting closer to almost 100% resistance on all types of damage forms. For example, right now I'm sitting at 87% and 19.1 prior, but do keep in mind that this body armor is damaged. So I'll do a small cut to the blacksmith and repair this, and I'll show you the numbers when it's at full durability. Alright, we're back, boys. So the durability now is 337, and our resistances are at 93%, 95%, so it's a little bit higher. So this would go way higher. Probably you could reach 100% if you were lucky enough. For example, I have 2 exaltations that went to durability increase. That's the worst case of scenario. It's even better to get lightning damage or critical damage. So I was a little bit unlucky with exalting this chest piece, but the idea is that when crafting, or yeah, basically crafting this specific armor chest piece, you want to, or at least hopefully, get lucky enough to get the damage increased. I mean, resistance increased by 10% to go up to, for example, to 70%. And that's going to be insane. Basically, you're going to be taking literally no damage at that point. So, for our rings, we are using the rune ring that increases our rune damage but lowers the attack damage. So basically what this means that our rune attack, our skill attack, does more damage, but our basic attacks deal less damage. Second ring, we do have the plague ring. We gain life steal while we're on low life. To reach low life, you need to be below 50% of your current life. So the downside, max health reduced by 22%, for example. It works basically that, for example, I have 408 life, and I still have basically that 408 life, but my life is now capped lower. So, like, even from the body armor, we have max health reduced by 15%. That is doubled from the gem, so we have 30% over here. From the ring, we have 22%, so we are sitting at 52%. So our life is reduced by 52%. And we do have the Ring of Determination, basically spent life. If there's not enough focus, thanks to this, we can basically spam our rune attacks all the time. Now, I have been also testing some other skills just for fun. And if you don't like lightning assault, you can change it. You can use a different two-handed rune and still go lightning damage with electric enchantment, and you can still buff up with damage surge. So it's not that this build is specifically made for one skill. No, you can put any skill you want into this weapon. Even if you want to use a different weapon type, like a one-hander or daggers or dual wield, you can still use these two for lightning damage if you want to go lightning. If you want to go fire cold, you take the fire cold enchantment. But you can use basically any skill you want with a similar setup. If you want to go fire, then the only thing you would change on the gear is probably lightning damage to fire damage. And there's, I don't remember what piece it was, but with fire damage you get this insane amount of critical hit chance against burning targets. So that's quite handy. So yeah, these two, and we do have a illuminate. We for like caves and other stuff, so we actually see what's going on inside, so we don't need to use a torch. And the spell return is very nice, because if you're farming in the field, chopping wood or mining ores, iron, and you just are too lazy to go back to the wisp, to the bonfire, to teleport back to the city, you just use this, cost 25 focus, and you're back. Right, so for the attributes, currently sitting at 46 points into health, strength and dexterity at 34, as the halberd is using strength and dexterity. Like I said, you can use any weapon you want, two-handed or one-handed. Basically, the build is, yeah, the build is built for literally anything. You can slap here daggers, gauntlets, anything you want. It's your choice of weapon choice. I'm just giving you an idea what you can possibly do. A fast, speedy build that is tanky and does hit like a truck. And further forward, we do have 3 points put into equip load, so we are sitting at 95% of weight class. So yeah, that's the build, and basically I'm gonna go do some grinding now. I've been like the couple past days I've been grinding quite a lot so I can make a little bit more builds, so I can release a little bit more videos. Funny enough, I've noticed on YouTube that there are people, YouTubers from this game that uh, they're making new builds every single day, and I'm questioning how. How are you finding enough currency to literally change your whole gear to make a new build? Because it's not possible. Either you're playing this game 15 hours a day, grinding, and collecting embers all the time, or you're using some forms of cheats. Because for me, it's no other possible way for someone to make a build today, release the video, and the next day, yeah, guys, I have a new video, and yeah, the video from before, yeah, yeah. So But yeah, check out the Discord, Forge Warriors. It's gonna be down in the description, and I'll see you in the next one, boys. See you.